So these were like the condensed highlights from the new patch. I don't know if anything else struck your eye, but like I think the biggest change was the 60-second cooldowns for the initiator stuff. And then off the back of that, like pseudo initiation tools like the camera and flash being nerfed too. So basically there is less initiation tools in the game. I want to ask, so what with playbook stuff, do you think the 60-second cooldown, because there's this argument about the game speeding up versus slowing down in this meta. For reference, in ranked games, I now hold, like I play Fade and Sova like every ranked game. I like hold my util like every single round. Do you think that that's going to become the meta, that people just hold util more, or do you think that it's going to continue to be like conditioning util and therefore
honestly, like it's the cop-out answer to just be like, well, all of the above. But honestly, that's what it will be. I think it'll majority be the prior, where teams are a lot more stingy with their util, and you see a lot more like knockdown, drag out, everyone dumping everything all at once on both sides type of interactions. But there will still be some teams who are like have very, very skilled IGLs and very tactful coaches who slow the game down so much that they can still get away with the adjusted cooldowns.
Okay. So Fnatic are still fine. I guess it also interacts though with the double duelist thing. Like if we're gonna see double duelist, I would imagine the game overall is going to speed up if we, again, like we'll get to it later, but if we, my presumption would be that Euro Whaley type comps are more popular.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so double duelist means that the game would speed up. And then I think in double duelist comps, there would be less conditioning util being used for those comps anyway, if that makes sense, because they want to all in more. So I think that overall, is there an optimal answer though, or are you greeting for yourself here, or is it map dependent?
It's map dependent for the most part. What's the proportion between those two dynamics for all of the teams? How many of the people are willing to slow shit way down?
Yeah.
Versus how many people just do this typical new meta thing and try to jam aggro down their opponent's throats.
I think it also depends. Like if you are playing, like there's going to be very few teams I think that do play Astra, but if you are a team playing Astra, I'd imagine Bursa's first thoughts are, yeah, of course we can play very slow and bore everyone who's watching, but I might be on Astra more, and therefore we do have enough initiation tools to still take map control and maybe don't need to condition quite as much. But it'd be very interesting to see how that goes. The next one is for all us Omen haters out there, is that nearsight's been nerfed basically. I think this only really in a professional context impacts Omen and to a minor extent Fade. Harbor. Oh shit, yeah. I forgot. Yeah. Harbor is now a flash in this year.
Harbor is Slice Omen. That's his new niche.
Slice Omen.
Did you know?
Yeah, except his fucking flash you gotta throw around a corner somehow. So yeah, so for me and you who are already kind of a little bit anti-Omen, I'd say, I think that this year I've kind of understood a little bit more of why Omen's getting played in terms of like micro perspective. Like Omen's paranoia to me has become, it's not a blinding tool, it's a deafening tool. And players are just very bad at shooting people when they can't hear people. Not so much when they, you know, there's the seeing thing. So that to me is still like partly why I presume he's going to get played. But at the same time, this is kind of a big change that means he's even worse than what. The idea that paranoia is like a must-have does not seem arguable
the footprint
to me.
Nerfs and the near sight changes.
What's the footprint nerf?
It's smaller. They chopped off a substantial amount of paranoia.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant like footprints isn't like someone's footprint.
Oh no. The map footprint of the ability is
like it's like the range is decreased technically, right?
Yeah, between like it's interesting because like nearsight has larger vision radius, paranoia covers less area, so they're both converging on the same conclusion, which is if people don't arbitrarily panic when you hit them, they're just gonna shoot you. Like
in terms of like, I was gonna go on a server and do this, but I can't be bothered to figure it all out now because we're just already chatting. In terms of like key areas, like what are the best paranoias I guess that we have right now? It's like
the best ones that exist after the changes?
No, like before changes.
Retake C on Haven is probably the single best paranoia in the game.
And it's like this change, how does that affect that?
That's one of the only ones that isn't affected.
Okay. To me, it's like there's still going to be situations in which the paranoia is going to support you getting a kill, but it's like I think it is just a little bit overrated. I think on defense there's going to be situations in which people panic button paranoia to escape, and it's still going to work. Because I think on defense, like let's give the example of team coming up Abyss, B site. Like if you paranoia, they are still far away from you, so it doesn't really impact those
defensive paranoias are almost universally untouched.
Yeah.
It's almost
it's
only
the attack ones,
like split A, the exec paranoia from main, that shit is like unplayably ass now. You're leaving massive gaps all over the site. It doesn't get anywhere near elbow. Like if you think that's actual exec util, you haven't tested it in a server yet.
And then Nebula and Dark Cover. So this is also playing into this idea of like the game maybe slowing down. Maybe I've not thought about this at all, like in terms of smoke changes. This change is like, I think in any other patch would feel significant, but in this patch it almost feels like, wow, there's just another change.
If they didn't do this because of all of the other changes, shit would have been very unenjoyable to play, is all this is.
In what sense? Because smokes would just get spammed and then you can't go through smokes.
If we had like if we were chopping all initiation utility by basically a third while doing nothing with smokes, we'd just be like staring at smokes all game, every game.
Okay. Do you think there's any like particular big thing? Do you think this is going to be a more natural change, as in like people won't have to consciously think about this change as much? It would just become part of the natural flow of the game. Like you're still going to do your smokes on the same timings. It's just the game is just changed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like enough of a foundational change to the game, and they tried to keep everything enough in lockstep that like no one part of the game felt like weirdly out of pace. The smokes came back with all the initiation utility, and like the phasing of the game isn't going to change because like there isn't a second level of dive that teams now have all of a sudden. Like everything still mostly exists. The only thing that they really did is they're like, one of the info cycles during the default phase of the game no longer exists. We've just chopped that out because we didn't like it.
Wait, one of the info cycles, sorry, say that again.
One of the info cycles during specifically the defaulting phase of the game no longer exists.
One of the
info gobbled up in the XSCD time.
Okay, you need to explain this to me because maybe which one is that? So you mean like in the mid round after first cycle, you think that no longer exists because there's no.
So like if we chop out the normal phases of the game, right? You have like as soon as barriers drop.
Yep.
Then you have the 115 info cycle. Then you have the 50-second info cycle, and then you have the fourth cycle, which is typically in post. One of those cycles, just by the basis of how numbers work, can no longer exist.
Okay, I think this is the level of where I think if I'm gonna have to dig on this one, I don't think anyone's gonna get it. So I get you though.
No, this is like tier 1 international playoff level multi-step macro cares about this, and nobody else the fuck does.
Yeah.